TechLive.
Tracking down a nurse at a hospital can mean saving a life.
We're not anti-technology altogether, but this particular monitoring device has a lot of problems.
Is it an invasion of privacy to keep tabs on them? Communication is critical for emergency crews responding to a disaster.
Radio is your lifeline. I mean, for your own life, but also for the lives of others.
Now, new radios and new mobile transmitters are being developed to make sure communication breakdowns similar to those on 9/11 never happen again. A sagging stock price, low morale, and a revolving door for executives has America Online pining for better days. Can its latest software release deliver them?
It's the biggest release in the history of the company.
And at 12,000 frames per second, even the most mundane of images can look cool. Check out the millisecond camera.
And now, here's TechLive.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Erica Hill.
And I'm Becky Worley in for Michaela Pereira.
You are being tracked at work. Now, whether it's with punch clocks, cameras, or as with a group of disgruntled California nurses, a device that follows your every move. It's a hot topic, rife with privacy concerns. Our Lindsay Aaron joins us with the story.
Now, Erica, these disgruntled nurses believe they're being unfairly monitored. The hospital insists it's less about keeping an eye on the employees and much more about monitoring patient care.
This is a tracking device Nurse Annette Bairden wears as she tends to her patients.
We should have our privacy, whether we're on our break, we're in lunch break.
She and other nurses at Eden Medical Center in Castro Valley, California, don't like the system.
We're not anti-technology altogether, but this particular monitoring device has a lot of problems.
It's technology used in 850 medical centers, like nearby Seton Hospital.
I think we're a little apprehensive, thinking it would be intrusive, but over the last couple of years, people have found it to be extremely beneficial.
The nurse communication system works by sending signals from a nurse's transmitter to sensors in patients' rooms.
The technology is not unlike a television remote control. When the beam hits the sensor, the master control unit registers the location of the device and the person wearing it.
The locator is part of a sophisticated two-way intercom system in every room and on every bed, allowing instant communication with patients and staff. Some nurses back at Eden Medical Center worry it will be used to track their performance.
Well, they do keep tabs on you.
Eden Hospital's Cassandra Phelps says the only thing the administration is keeping tabs on is the time it takes to answer a patient's call.
This is an excellent tool for patient care, and we'll use it the right way.
It's so popular in the healthcare industry, the manufacturer, Hill-Rom, is now working on the next generation.
It's the future of nursing communication systems, and we're going to go forward, not backward.
Now, Eden Medical Center told us that 120 staff members are supposed to wear the tracking devices, but right now only about 30 of them actually do.
You know, in some ways you can understand, especially if this tracks the nurses everywhere they go. I mean, does it even follow them to the restroom, for example?
I knew that question was coming. You know, since it works like your TV remote control, it's actually quite limited. It only gives your location if you're actually in a room with the sensor. Neither Seton nor Eden Medical Center has sensors in the bathroom, although they do have sensors in the nurses' lounges.
No more extra long coffee breaks. Lindsay Aaron, thanks so much. For a link to the manufacturer of that tracking system, head on over to our website. And while you're there, give us your take on tonight's hot topic. Head on over to techlive.com and let us know, would you object to wearing a tracking device at work? Sound off, as we mentioned. That, of course, happens at the website.
AOL Time Warner today lowered its profit and revenue expectations for its online unit. They're blaming a slump in ad sales. The news comes as AOL is getting ready to launch the newest iteration of its software, version 8.0. With the company's stock in the tank, high executive turnover, slowing subscriber growth, and the pitiful ad market, a lot is riding on the success of AOL version 8.0. Washington Bureau Chief Peter Barnes reports.
A war room atmosphere reigns in America Online's Virginia headquarters. Updated posters from Real Wars remind the company's troops that a lot is riding on AOL version 8.0, the next version of the company's net software due out next month.
It's the biggest release in the history of the company. There's more changes in 8.0 than any other product that we've ever shipped in the history of AOL.
Some of the bells and whistles include access to more online radio stations, more e-commerce tools, better parental controls, improved spam blocking tools, and lots of new icons, wallpaper, and sounds to make instant messaging more fun.
So there's very much a focus on continuing to improve the usability of being online. And then when you take a look at the other things we've done, they've really been around increased usage.
Analysts say 8.0 is critical to reversing slow subscriber growth at the online service, to retaining existing customers, and to helping boost AOL Time Warner's stock, which has plunged more than 80% from its highs, mainly over concerns about the troubles at AOL.
They have 35 million customers. The trick is, how do they keep them happy and retain them? How do they keep it sticky? And that's why 8.0 is so important, is that they are adding features that their consumer base wants.
To produce 8.0, AOL studied its customers' complaints and their requests for new features.
They're getting back to their roots. What made AOL have 35 million customers is that they figured out first that they needed to take care of their customers and they needed to know the consumer.
Peter Barnes, TechTV.
Now, a final version of AOL's 8.0 software is expected in the fall. You can check out Peter's full article on AOL at TechLive.com.
A new super-fast camera adds incredible detail to slow motion images. Here's Brett Larson with cool stuff.
Check this out. The millisecond camera developed by Conniption Films shoots 12,000 frames a second, 5 times faster than any other system. Special lights, a timing system, and a single strip of film looped around a drum spinning at 500 miles per hour work together to catch every millisecond of action. A water balloon exploding resembles a fireworks display. Filmmakers are excited because now they can show real action instead of using digital animation. The BMW 750HL is a bi-fuel vehicle which runs on both gas and hydrogen. It's clean running and can hit 140 miles per hour. It's also a rare breed. Only 15 have been built. But this hydrogen filling station is even rarer. The only one is located in Munich. Hydrogen users swipe their card, push a few buttons, and robots do the rest. If hydrogen vehicles catch on, BMW plans to have these stations throughout Europe by 2005. That's cool stuff. I'm Brett Larson.
Cool indeed. Now, BMW recently showed off that environmentally friendly car at the Earth Summit in South Africa. To find out more about hydrogen car technology, head on over to our website, techlive.com. Click on cool stuff. And there is plenty more cool stuff to come tomorrow, including the ultimate high-tech taxi.
4 years of drought on the Big Island of Hawaii have killed cattle and profits for the largest privately owned ranch in the country. The Parker Ranch is turning to new technology and alternative energy to water their cattle and fix their bottom line. Grass plus water equals cows. All right, the formula may be a little simplistic, but getting water to the Parker Ranch's 35,000 head of cattle is a big part of the beef equation. The ranch covers 225,000 acres and it flanks 13,000-foot Mauna Kea. Getting water from deep wells to troughs 7,000 feet up the volcano takes an intricate pumping system and a lot of power. Power that costs a lot of money.
The ranch was spending about $250,000 a year before this project was installed.
This project is a solar array of photovoltaic cells that produce enough energy to power 500 homes.
The project, as you see behind me, is composed of 175 kW worth of solar panels that track the sun. They go from east to west during the day to get maximum advantage of the sunshine that's available.
Despite the clouds, these cells produce a lot of juice. Now, their lifespan, 25 to 30 years, will probably save the ranch $4 million in power that they don't have to draw off the grid. The total cost of building the array, $2 million, but $1 million in federal and state tax credits cut that number in half. Environmentally responsible, yeah, but this was ultimately a good business decision. The ranch isn't the only company with an array. Nearby Maunalani Resort powers half its golf course irrigation systems via solar. And the most interesting twist, now all their golf carts are solar powered too. In Hawaii, where sunshine is plentiful and fossil fuels expensive, conservationists hope more people take solar seriously. Now, the success of the Maunalani and the Parker Ranch arrays have sparked interest in some very ambitious uses of solar. The Natural Energy Lab in Kona is building its own solar array to pump cold water from deep in the ocean to create a whole new growing environment for use in their marine aquaculture businesses. Now, we have a link to the Parker Ranch solar project and some more info on solar power for your home. They're over at our website, techlive.com. A new radio and a new mobile transmitter, but will they solve the communications problems experienced by emergency workers on September 11th? Microsoft is letting its former president Rick Belluzzo off the hook for a $15 million loan, but there's a catch. And 5 major movie studios want to bring movies to the internet. Now they're hoping Big Blue can provide the technology to get the job done.
This fall, Sunday nights will never be the same. Every week, TechTV brings you amazing stories. You'll explore forbidden places, go inside the human body, see incredible machines, and push the envelope of modern science. An amazing journey from the cutting edge to the edge of the universe. Sunday nights this fall, only on TechTV. New things turn us on.
TechLive is presented by Pontiac. What would you do with some Pontiac excitement? Pass it on.
It has a sleek all-in-one design like the Apple iMac computer, only it's faster, has more storage capacity, and can run thousands more software programs. Presenting the remarkable new Gateway Profile 4. Oh, and by the way, did we mention the Gateway Profile costs less than the iMac?
So, Vanessa, like my new phone? Sleek, huh?
Yeah, Ving, it's different.
All the latest features and big buttons.
Yeah, Ving, but don't you think it's kind of...
Did I mention big buttons?
He loves his big phone, and you'll love our big Motorola deal. Get this Motorola phone, an FM headset, car power adapter, faceplate, and a cool NFL chair for just $59.96 with activation. That's a $189 value just in time for football season. Exclusively at Radio Shack.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Miller.
How's the vacation planning going, Dad?
Great.
Just the two of us. No kids, no house, no worries.
Change your search without using the back button. Another way Expedia makes it easy to find the trip you're looking for.
Expedia.com. Rackspace manages over 6,000 web servers. Fanatical support has made us the second largest managed hosting company in the world. That means fantastic customer service with instant expert support. Say no to Colo. Call Rackspace today and get set up free.
John Dutra is running for California State Assembly, but don't expect him to push voters to johndutra.com. That's because the website is owned and operated by his political opponent, Dan Dow. Coming up Tuesday on Tech Live, we'll take a look at political cyber squatting and the ethical questions it raises.
Lance Bass loses his chance to be a rocket man, and IBM gets into the video on demand fray. Chris Kosach joins us with tonight's cutting-edge entertainment news. Chris?
I do indeed, and it is true. Well, Big Blue is getting into the movie biz, although the company's involvement has more to do with back-end sales than the box office.
IBM wants to bring Spider-Man, the full-length feature, to your PC. The company announced it will provide the technology to run Movie Link, a joint venture between 5 major movie studios to provide movies over the internet. The service is expected to go live sometime before Christmas, catering to PC users with broadband access. It's official. The Russian space agency has said bye-bye-bye to NSYNC star Lance Bass. Bass wanted a seat aboard the October shuttle to the International Space Station, but the Russians formally canceled the NSYNC star trip with a fax to NASA on Monday, saying his funding failed to show up.
Feel everything melted.
Yeah, that's too bad. NASA says it's got no comment on Bass's bumping. The agency says it really had no role in the request for the decision.
Chris Kosach with our cutting-edge entertainment. Thank you.
Thanks, Beck.
Giving emergency crews better communication tools is a top priority, with new equipment already in development. And as Rick Lockridge reports, it's part of an American upgrade now underway following the events of 9/11.
I've done a lot of research in previous high-rise fires, and almost always communications comes up right near the top as being an issue.
Glenn Corbett is a professor of fire sciences and a volunteer firefighter. He says a nationwide emergency communications upgrade is long overdue.
Well, radio is your lifeline, I mean, for your own life, but also for the lives of others.
This might become the New York firefighters' new lifeline.
Completely waterproof.
A $2,800 digital communicator.
This really isn't a radio, this is a computer.
One that will enable the FDNY to use all of its assigned 20 voice channels instead of the current 7.
In the process of taking up. 10-4.
And communicate with police radios. Both are critical features that were missing on 9/11. And it's believed many firefighters inside the towers never heard orders to evacuate.
The new radios are being tested, and all the tests show that they are superior to the old radios.
The radios will be able to transmit data, such as the blueprint of a building, and each will have a Mayday button.
We are in the process of building a fleet of these vehicles
to bolster damaged communication networks, another problem on 9/11.
We carry our own private cellular.
Humvees are being outfitted with transmitters
to solve this one big common problem of infrastructure restoration in the event of either man-made or natural disasters.
Despite a $5 billion deficit, Mayor Michael Bloomberg vows to upgrade New York's emergency communication system.
This city will do anything it can to make sure that the public is as protected as humanly possible, and that we get our brave firefighters and police officers home safely to their families, regardless of the cost.
Rick Lockridge, TechTV, New York.
Now we should tell you firefighters aren't the only people benefiting from innovations in technology. Personal survival equipment is also getting an upgrade. Tomorrow on TechLive, we'll show you what some call must-haves in the post-9/11 society. Everything from gas masks to bicycle generators, even a biohazard suit. And on Wednesday, TechLive brings you a special presentation. We'll introduce you to the advances in technology since September 11th, from the sky to our borders and beyond. Please tune into TechLive Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central for an American upgrade.
A CD-ROM for emergency medical procedures and some much-needed help for corn farmers. Top tonight's cutting-edge health news. Biotech reporter Mark Levinson joins us from the newsroom. Mark?
Well, genetic research may help corn farmers fight off an expensive little bug. Agricultural pesticides are a growing health concern worldwide, so bioengineers hope to fight one particularly tough corn pest without poison. Monsanto developed corn seed genetically modified to kill corn rootworm. But science activist groups have appealed to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, arguing Monsanto has not yet proved it's safe. The EPA is expected to decide within 6 weeks. Genetic research produces lots of new drugs, but that pace of development may slow down. There's growing concern that some biotech firms hide early setbacks to win government approval. The FDA is stepping up demands for biotech firms to come up with more firm proof. And some industry analysts foresee the push for safety may slow down the push for new biotech drugs. Speaking of drugs, how would your family doctor's office handle a drug overdose or a medical emergency? This new CD-ROM teaches pediatricians and their staffs what to do just in case. Several medical schools used a $300,000 federal grant to create a virtual emergency drill. It covers those first critical moments that land millions of children in hospitals. Developers at Duke and UT Southwestern plan to send out 2,000 copies to pediatric offices around the world. Becky?
Biotech reporter Mark Levinson joining us from the newsroom tonight. Thank you, Mark.
Not exactly a Codec moment. The camera manufacturer is forced to recall more than 75,000 digital cameras. We have the shocking details. And no need for catchy phrases here.
I'm a rocket man!
Brett Larson benchmarks a portable karaoke machine. Enough said.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-what, 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 do-what. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-what, 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 do-what.
Thanks for saving the spot, boys.
From professional grade people to professional grade SUVs.
Need a better way to check out phones?
At Best Buy, we've got the brands and plans you want, even the latest like Virgin Mobile and PCS Vision from Sprint. Best Buy. Go ahead, turn on the fun.
How's it going back there?
He doesn't look too good.
Right or left?
Right. Look at me. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Here we go.
Why can't we just have a cat? Next, please.
Well, hello.
Oh, great. A talking gecko.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
In today's security alert, if you run Windows XP, Microsoft has an update available for download that fixes all the operating system's known security holes. Service Pack 1 releases today and has a bunch of functional and fun new features, namely making Windows DOJ compliant, allowing users to hide, not remove, but hide programs like Explorer and Outlook. Now, a new version of Messenger and some stronger anti-piracy measures are also included. If you're buying a new computer, some manufacturers like Hewlett-Packard will have the updated XP available in early October. Others say the first version of XP is low maintenance and that they aren't in any hurry to install the updated version. So Sony and Dell say they won't have new XP boxes till 2003. Now, for existing XP users, the download is free, and we have a link to it at TechLive.com under today's security alert.
Eastman Kodak makes a shocking recall. Plus, Bush's cybersecurity plan could include tax dollars and money from the tech industry. Our bureaus have these stories and more.
I'm Gary Nirenberg in Washington. The Bush administration's cybersecurity plan may include a web security fund. The administration is considering using tax dollars and money from the tech industry to finance internet security enhancements like developing more secure computer operating system software. The government is expected to release details of the plan September 18th.
In Seattle, I'm Bureau Chief Matt Markovich. Microsoft forgives a $15 million loan to its former president, Rick Belluzzo. In exchange, Belluzzo gave up options to buy Microsoft stock that could be worth a lot more than $15 million. This kind of loan became illegal July 30th because of the recent spat of corporate accounting scandals.
In New York, I'm Rick Lockridge. Eastman Kodak recalls 75,000 digital cameras. The recall of the DC5000 model zoom camera comes after the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission found a manufacturing defect. Users could suffer an electrical shock when changing the batteries and memory cards or when connecting a computer cable.
Karaoke. For some, mirth and pride. For others, fear and shame. Well, fear not. Brett Larson benchmarks IKTV's portable karaoke machine so you can practice at home.
You can practice at home because for me, karaoke, it's all about fear. Now, it is actually awesome. It's a perfect thing for house parties and for practicing your singing. Check it out.
Still working on your act? You can hit that high note? Now there's help.
Let's rock!
This is the IKTV portable karaoke machine. Perfect for those not quite ready for the bright lights of the local bar. It comes with 2 mics and 5 discs. Singing ability not included.
I'm a rocket man!
It's easy to set up. It runs directly to your TV.
Thank you. Here all week. One of the best parts about this machine is you actually control it from the microphone. It's essentially a remote control.
You can pause it, go backwards and forwards, plus you can turn the accompanying vocals on and off.
Hey now.
The starter CDs have a little something for everyone, from the classics
Hey Jude, don't be afraid
to one-hit wonders.
I can't sing. No.
And it's great for practicing. You can record into the mic and then play it right back.
Somebody wants.
Plus, you can control the pitch of the vocals. So if you aren't classically trained, you can still sing on key.
I'm not going to quit my day job anytime soon. That IKTV karaoke machine's going to set you back $149.
Interesting package. I'm glad it's over. Now, what if you want to sing other songs? I mean, 5 discs it comes with, but someone with a vocal repertoire like you have, obviously, you're going to want to...
I'm going to want a whole library of classical music. Actually, there's about 150 CDs you can buy, and actually in the manual, there's a whole catalog of everything from children's favorites to classical songs to American standards.
Right.
Country western.
Brett Larson.
Maybe you want to belt out a few Elton John tunes.
Yeah, never going to make it on American Idol, but... All right, thank you, Brett. Now, if you're really into karaoke, which Brett thankfully isn't, we've got you covered. Head to TechLive.com for even more karaoke machine reviews. Swim fans flocked to the box office over the weekend. We're going to dive into Madison Bell's sometimes disturbing homepage after the break.
Have a seat. Listen.
It's just like a movie theater. Come to Radio Shack now during the Hollywood in Your Home sale and get an RCA home theater in a box with DVD player for just $299.99. And a 2-room RCA DirecTV system is just $29.99 after a $70 Radio Shack mail-in rebate. There's just one thing that's missing. A cup holder. Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Technology sure has changed since I was in school. Take this compact Presario 2800T notebook. Thin, light, powerful. With the mobile Intel Pentium 4 processor M, you get all that, plus the built-in networking card and free Windows XP Professional Edition links students to campus. And you can add wireless capability free. It's just $12.99 after $100 instant savings. Just call 1-888-289-2556 now. Talk about lightening your course load.
15, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Endeavour, extending the reach of the space station while extending partnerships above the Earth.
Weeknights on TechTV. It's television's most entertaining technology show, The Screensavers.
This is the show where we make bad jokes and answer your tech questions. It's kind of marriage made in hell.
From games to gadgets to computers. See how technology can work for you on The Screensavers.
Fire up!
The Screensavers, weeknights at 7, 6 Central on TechTV. Next on TechTV, Radicals.
Yes, we have a soul, but it's made of lots of tiny robots.
Futurists.
We forecast the VCR before anybody had ever seen a VCR.
Innovators.
This is Dolly.
Meet the most fascinating minds of our time on Big Thinkers. Next, only on TechTV.
Swim Fan is #1 at the weekend box office, and the movie's slightly disturbed main character is making her presence felt online as well. Check this out. SwimFan4You.com takes visitors into the often unhinged mind of Madison Bell. While there, you can check out Madison's collection of poetry, her list of favorite CDs, and yes, you can peruse plenty of photographs. Plus, if you sign up, you can receive emails and instant messages from Madison herself. Hardcore swim fans may even want to take Miss Bell's dress test, appropriately titled What Your Outfit Says About You. For a link, head on over to TechLive.com.
Now, we asked you early in the show, would you object to wearing a tracking device at work? Here's what you said. 81% said yes, 19% said no. Erica, yes or no?
You know what, Beck, I think we're already tracked.
Yeah.
Our key cards, you know.
I know. I'd get a digital chip implanted if it meant I didn't have to remember the key card to open the door.
Might make life easier because I never remember mine.
I know. Hey, thanks for joining us on Tech Live. I'm Becky Worley.
And I'm Mary Kayla. If you missed anything or you just want some of the inside scoop on what we're working on for tomorrow, sign up for our newsletter at techlive.com.
From all of us in New York, Washington, Seattle, Silicon Valley, and San Francisco's good night. Stay tuned. Big Thinkers coming up next.
My name is Jared Lanier, and I just stayed up all night making a snake. The snake I just made up will attack my friend David Levitt for you. Consider, if you will, a very young child. There comes a time in a child's life where the child figures out, hey, there's the real world and the fantasy world, and they're different. On the one hand, they can enjoy the imagination. They can be inside their dreams or even their daydreams, but they're really there by themselves. Then there's the other world where other people really are. In that world, they have very, very little power. When a child sees a computer, and especially the virtual reality idea, I think they recognize a path through this dilemma. Virtual reality is the first place that you really share with other people, but is still made of imagination. I'm Jaron Lanier. I'm usually thought of as a computer scientist and best known for work in virtual reality, although I do a lot of other stuff too. Before virtual reality, I was involved in a different quest, which is how to make complicated ideas easier for people, and specifically mathematical ones. You wonder, why is math so easy in retrospect and so hard to learn? The problem is that the way we have to talk about it and present it is so alien to the way most people approach the world that there's this tremendous barrier to entry, and I began to wonder if we couldn't invent some new way into math. So I started playing with different graphical things and all sorts of stuff. Then I started playing with animations and interactive things on computers. Now, when you start doing that, one of the problems is you run out of room, and so you want a bigger and bigger screen, but in those days, the computers were quite weak and it was hopeless. And so I thought, well, what if we could make a virtual world that would just go on forever? Must give due immediately to Ivan Sutherland, the father of computer graphics and also the implementer of the first head-mounted display and the first virtual world, which actually happened quite early in 1969. I used the term virtual reality to distinguish my work from what Ivan had done in the following ways. One is that I was interested in shared virtual worlds. So instead of just seeing an imaginary place around you, you would be there with other people, and you could use it as a trading grounds for ideas. And the other thing is I wanted to have people be able to manipulate the world as if it were real. And so I partnered up with a fellow named Tom Zimmerman, and we made these gloves that you could use to pick up virtual things as if they were real. This was, needless to say, in a garage in Palo Alto, because all these things have to happen in garages in Palo Alto. There's a rule about that. The early days of virtual reality work, like in the early 80s and in the mid 80s, were very exciting because there was this notion that we really were experiencing things that nobody else had experienced before. My quest in life has always been to find new ways to connect to people. I mean, I think the fundamental human experience is loneliness. we have a greater capacity to understand and appreciate the world and connect with others than we're given opportunity to really follow through on. The channels we have to the world and to other